Hello everyone, welcome back to this lecture. In this lecture, I'm going to discuss about the class and object. In previous lecture, I discussed about the introduction to object-oriented programming. In previous lecture, I discussed what is OOPS and how it is different from the procedural programming and what are the key difference between them. And I discuss about the core principles of a ops in a brief, and why should we study the ops, and in this lecture I will discuss what is class and what is the object, and how we can relate with the real world examples. And let's start this lecture. So, first question arise in your mind. We are now studying a object-oriented programming. In object-oriented programming, there are two major concepts that we must understand and master it. That is class and object. People generally and students or professional confuse between the class and object. So first understand the class and object. So class is a, let me take choose a pen. Class is a blueprint for creating an object. No, creating it is a blueprint or template that is used for creating the object. It defines a set of attributes or data and methods or function that describe the behavior of the object. So class contains the attributes, set of attributes or data and methods or function that describe the behavior of object. So it defines the characteristics or data and behavior that object of class will perform. It means it contains the two important thing, that is attributes or methods or function that that operate that operate on the data. Methods you can understand like a function that we have implemented in a procedural programming, and attributes or it is nothing but is a variable or instant attributes. And let's discuss the what are the key aspect of the class. First is the attribute. Attribute is a data we can understand with a real life example like properties. Every human has some properties, every object have a properties like that. Attributes is equivalent to the properties. These are the variable that hold the state or characteristics of your object. They define what object know, what object know, because it will define what an object know, what property they have, what data they have. I will take a real life example. It will clear your doubt. Like attributes you can understand like it is a characteristics of an object or properties of an object. And method means the function or behavior the operate on the attributes or data. Like these are the defined within a class, okay, and described what object can do or how it can interact with its data and outside world. It will help you understand how they will use the attributes or properties within the methods and perform some operation to serve the desired objective. It means it will signify or indicate the object behavior. Okay. And in a class we have constructor that is innate. I will take a separate lecture on the constructor. What is that? It is just a brief. Whenever you write a class and you will mention the init constructor, and it is a special method that is automatically called when object of class is created. It means whenever your object is created, it automatically initialize. property called whatever content in the init constructor. It is generally used to the initialize the object attributes. Okay, and next one is a access modifier. So in a attributes, we can have a public, means we can access outside the class via object, and we can have a private attributes that cannot be accessed easily uh, outside a class, and we have protected attributes. This I will define whenever we make a class, I will use the when should use the public and private and protected attribute of a class. But this thing you need to keep in mind. Attributes may be a three kind: public, private, and I mentioned public, private, and protected. Okay. And init operator, you understand how init constructor, whenever you object create, it automatically called. It is generally used when you initialize the attributes, methods, the behavior of an object. Attributes define what object know about the class. And what is object? Object is nothing but is an instance of a class. It is an instance of a class. Uh, it is a real world entity created based on the blueprint defined by the class. It means class define or provide the structure or blueprint or template. Based on this template or blueprint, we create the multiple objects. Every object have their own data, own attributes, and methods that perform on the data. Okay. So we will only use a single class, and using this class we can create the multiple object, or that object not generally have a similar behavior, because every object carry a different attributes or method as well as behavior or method function. So each object will have unique set of attributes, values, although they will have share same method and descender in their class. So object you can think of whenever we have class, whenever you have a term class, so you can think it is a blueprint or structure. Using this structure or blueprint or template, that is class, using this structure we will create the multiple object. That object say, say the same attribute as well as method, but they don't have a similar nature. It will define when we create the object. They will have a different attributes as well as the perform the action over the method, over the data. Let us take a simple example to explain the class and object idea. So we have a class. Forget about the this keyword name. This is a class. We gave the name car class, and we have a this is a init constructor, and we have within the init generally use the attributes to initialize them. We have brand and model, and okay, and we have a so I will say this is the instance attribute, and this is the method. Display info is a method that can be accessed using a dot. Okay, within the method we printing the brand and model. So this is the instance attribute, or this is the methods. So whenever we create a class, let's create the object. I take a object car1, and we mention the car class. This is the car class, and here we have a uh, two parameters. We have to pass them. Brand, we have a Tesla, and we pass the model. We have a model, so I will pass here like model. Okay, and this is a one class. and using this class this object, this is the object we created from the class is nothing but is a blueprint. We created the object having a data attribute Tesla and model s, and we can access the uh, attribute as well as perform a operation over the data and or attribute. So I mentioned the carbon dot display info. Whenever you call this method, what happen, it will printing out the car and brand. Car brand is a Tesla and is a model. Okay, and if you want to access the brand, what is brand, so we will use the carbon dot brand. Okay, this is the no, public attribute, and you can create the multiple object using the same class. So let's create, I create the car 2, and here I will mention the car brand is a BMW, and here I mention the uh, simple model, and we can access the and operate the perform the some action over the data using a method like I mentioned the car 2 dot display info. So you can understand we can create the multiple object. Here no, I give you only the two object, provided two object, but we can create a multiple object using same car class. So that is the beauty of the ops, beauty of the class and object concept that is present in the class and object present in the ops. That's why I know it is widely used whenever you have to build a very large scale application in a software development. So you need to organize your code in a such a way using the adhering to the object oriented programming. So we ensure we should to have better coding practice. That's why we use this ops because it make the modular, it will easy to change here, that I explained in the previous lecture. So that is a class and object, and I think you got the point. What is class and object? Class is nothing but is a blueprint template that we use for creating a real world objects. Multiple object we can create, but their object behavior is vary. For example, we have a car 1 and car 2. That their argument, their parameters have a different, but although they have a similar methods like display info, and object nothing but instance of class. So thank you so much everyone. If you have any doubt and if you have any query, please leave them in comment section. I'm happy to resolve them. Thank you so much everyone. See you in next lecture.